exactly how my mind works, is what can we do, what can we create next? What's the next thing we can build for everyone out there?
Brandon,
Awesome.
thank you for coming down, buddy.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
You too, mate.
Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it in the voice. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my face is on fire. I was doing tack welding this morning, and anybody that knows me knows I'm fucking terrible for PPE. Fucking cheeks are on fire. Oh. How you been, buddy?
Good, mate. Good. Good. Just very busy with the NDIS thing, running around the NDIS industry.
Yes. So, I wanted to get you down for this because I think what you do is just fucking awesome. To put it bluntly.
Yep.
The company that you run is New Wave Care.
Yep.
Give us a bit of a background on that, because I know some basics over conversations we've had over the past year or whatever, but like I think what you do needs to be put out there for people to know about, because I think it's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So New Wave Care, we started when we come down to Sunny Coast about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And when we come down, just started off nice and slow, just wanted to build the foundations on the company. I'm going blank in the mind, sorry, mate.
That's all good, don't stress. That's all good.
So yeah, we come down here and just wanted to create a difference. We come from an equipment background. We're equipment specialists originally. So we were scripting everyone, power chairs, manual wheelchairs, doing beds, hoists, pressure care, all those sorts of things. So we have that experience behind us going into support work.
So the product itself was based on enhancing quality of life and
absolutely,
all that.
Yeah, getting people mobile, getting people out in the community, being able to do all those things. Independence, getting their own independence back. So we were doing that, and then from there we ended up selling that business and getting into the support work side of things. There was a big need for it, and we found that a lot of big companies were getting too big and people were becoming numbers. And we wanted to bring that personal touch back into the NDIS with the supports. And that's what we did, and really achieving what the participants want to achieve through their NDIS plans, the funding that they get given from the government to help support them through their journey of life, pretty much. So that's where we step in and go, okay, we'll come in and do the supports for you, and what the supports you need. Every participant is different to what they need. You might have two participants with cerebral palsy, but one will be completely different to the other.
Yeah, right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. So meeting all those needs and then coming up against all the challenges, because everyone's got different things that they want to achieve through their plans and go down different avenues and different roads. And even though that we do the general care, the personal care, the community access and all those things that come with it, we also like to really push for the adventure side of things as well, taking people out four-wheel driving, fishing, just anything really from the norm, from the day-to-day services. That's what we like to really push for, getting that out there and achieving those goals, and setting up, like we've spoken about with the four-wheel drive that we're doing with Teddy, the Toyota, the 80 series, getting that all set up with the equipment in there that we can be able to transfer a quadriplegic into the front seat and be able to take, him and his family down to the beach for a beach day, be able to do all those sorts of things and give that back to the participants.
So to break that down a little bit, because
there is a lot there I've just thrown in.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot.
Yeah. And I think to start it off, so I don't even know, is there a PC word that you're supposed to use at the moment for people, the type of people that you're helping, or is it just?
So we like to use the word participants instead of clients. We just find it's a bit more friendly.
But for people that are, it's like to open that can up a little bit more. So like quadriplegics and people with
paraplegics with cerebral palsy, all those. Yep.
Yeah. So it's what you're doing it's everything to do with the quality of, but it's the experience in the quality of life. Yeah.
Absolutely. Giving people an experience that they would never be able to achieve unless we made these things achievable.
Yeah.
And putting all things into place to make sure that we do it safely as well.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's obviously not quite as simple as, you or I just packing up for a weekend and taking off.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning involved. Talking with the support coordinators, what we can and can't do, all those sorts of things, and crossing those boundaries and making sure that we do it within the NDIS guidelines.
Yes, NDIS, I've heard this and had little bits and pieces to do with it over the years, but for people that don't know what that is, that's the governing body, or that's
the National Disability Insurance Scheme.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yep.
So you work with them, and do they put you in contact with people, or can people reach out to you like directly, or how does that all work?
Absolutely. So the way that we pretty much market ourselves and just getting the word out is just reaching out to plan managers, support coordinators, physios, OTs, anyone in the disability sector that works with participants, and just getting them and going to expos and things like that, and just letting them know what services we provide and what we're doing out there. That's pretty much it. Just sit down and have the conversation of what we do and how we do it, and then they'll decide whether they think we're a good fit for that participant. And we'll take that participant on and start the process from there.
And obviously, I mean, there's the physical getting out of whatever the individual's, home life or whatever whatever it is. There's that physical benefit of getting out, but the mental health component of that must be massive. Yeah,
it's absolutely huge. There is a guy that we have taken on doing services for. For legal reasons, I can't say his name. But through the journey that I've been with him on, it's just been amazing for his mental health. Being a quadriplegic and at the age of 30, losing all that independence from an accident, and then just having no movement from the neck up, you can only imagine the battle that would have on your mental health. Not being able to hug your loved ones again, all those sorts of things. If you really sit back and think about it, there's a lot that gets taken away when something like that happens. And it really does affect your mental health. And we came in with this participant, and he just loves life. Loves life, loves fishing, loves four-wheel driving, loves getting out and about, doing what he can. And I love working with him, crossing those challenges, crossing those boundaries, making it a reality for him, taking him fishing. We've been up to, I think it's Burham Heads. Burham Heads. Yeah. So he's went up there and got him over 100 whiting. For a bit of a session. We've took him to
some of these photos here.
Yeah, this is Mondura Dam. This was actually just last week. We got him a 99 centimetre barra. He had a full electric reel and everything set up. So, but he does actually have a little bit of movement in his left hand.
Yeah.
Left hand or right? Left hand. And what he can do is he can just lift it up enough that he can put his hand on a button.
Yeah.
And he can reel the reel in himself actually. So he actually catches the fish himself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's unreal. He's for the last 10 years, he's really been putting in the work to get this equipment around him and be able to do these things. And just by having conversations with us, we've been able to make it a reality for him.
How big was it? It was a metre.
99 centimetres, mate.
Gee, you could have stretched it a bit for him. stick one head on the head and 1 foot on the head and give it a fucking pull.
But there is, this is his own boat that he's out on. He's got a pontoon boat that he got designed for himself.
Yeah.
So he just loves fishing that much, and taking his young fella out as well. He's got a young fella there. It's just living life, mate. Just living life, and it's so rewarding working with him. It really is.
I love it. I mean, it's a fucking credit to you, to what you do and the effort that you're putting in, and you're just changing people's lives.
Yeah, and this is. He had a chat to me and he said, I'd love to be able to go up to the Cape or do something like that, you know what I mean? Like, never ever would this have been a reality until we came along, and I had the conversation with him. I said, well, I know what I can and can't do with the four-wheel drive just because of the equipment background that we have.
Yeah.
I said, why don't we just start putting some things into place, and we'll have a look at getting a four-wheel drive, and for all participants, not just the one participant, it's for everybody that's out there. And we'll set it up so we can be able to hoist you into the front seat. We can put a 4-point body harness on you, all the credentials that we need to have you in there safely. And then we can take you out full driving safely as well.
That's the 80 series that you built?
Yeah.
That's the one that we did the bonnet for?
Yeah, that's the one you've done the bonnet on for.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So that's pretty much the goal. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess once it's built, that's being able to use that for...
Yeah,
I mean,
non-able-bodied participants that are in, that are in power chairs and in wheelchairs. Imagine, a young family that have got a young child that's physically disabled.
Yeah.
Being able to take that family down to Bribey Island and put the beach mat down and be able to hoist the participant onto the beach in their manual chair and sit around and just have a normal family day at the beach.
Look, I know what it's like for me. I mean, again, I keep saying this. I haven't gotten away in fucking so long. But I know what that recharge even for me feels like, and I'm out and about every day.
Yeah.
So that experience for somebody that has, substantial challenges,
Absolutely.
must just be, I don't know what else to say. Like fucking just life altering.
Yeah.
To be able to go from, because I like, we'll call him old mate for legal purposes.
Absolutely.
What was old mate doing before you guys come along as far as being able to get out? Like, is that like much or?
Mate, so he didn't really get out too much at all. It was just what he could do. When he had the boat built, he couldn't really find anyone to come through and operate it that had that background, that knowledge to be able to come out and operate that boat safely and things like that. And the way that I've grown up with up north, always on the water constantly. When I was a young fellow, one of my jobs was working on the barge going from Lucena to Palm Island every day.
Yeah, right.
In the Manitou. I've always been on the water, and obviously have all my licensing and all those sorts of things as well.
Yeah.
And just building that rapport up with him and that trust up with him as well, because being on the water in a boat and you're in a power chair and you can't swim, that's a massive risk.
Oh, I get nervous enough with him driving a boat, and I can swim. So
Absolutely. So for him to be able to get on a boat comfortably with someone that knows what they're doing, and he knows that my life's in good hands and safe hands, that's a big thing as well for the mental health side of things.
Yeah, and that sort of rapport and trust. That doesn't happen in 5 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, that takes time.
With the trips that you did, obviously, Cape, that's not a day trip.
No.
Is there like a,
and this
like
isn't
a 12 volt, like a electrical stuff that you guys have got to look at for people that may need, I guess like power.
Yep.
Like 24 hours a day or at least, I need it when I sleep because I snore like a freight train. So
yeah, absolutely. So we've got Accelerate at Maroochydore. Shout out Accelerate.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Sweet.
Mate, they're doing a great job with us. They've been doing a lot of the wiring through the car. Like when it was here, you would have seen all of the old wiring that was put through there and all that sort of stuff. They've gone and stripped all that out, put new wiring in it. And they've done up a quote for me at the moment. They're going to be doing all the back cage area. And we're going to have the fridge and everything in there and the inverter and all those sorts of things. So we can have, when we're out, we can do coffees and teas and do toasted sandwiches and all that sort of stuff and run fridges and be able to go camping and whatnot as well. So all that electrical side of it is absolutely there. Yep. Whatever we need to do.
So what else have you got left on that one then? So, it's going to look dead sexy anyway because it's got 79 on it.
Absolutely.
By a wild time. But what else? You got the electrical sorted. What else are you sort of needing? Because we've got, doing this first season with the obviously the podcast, but also the build series, we've managed to put together, the fucking dream team, of partners for this series. So what else are you sort of missing? Pretty much on the spot now.
Absolutely. So
should have come with a list.
Absolutely, mate. Pretty much what we got to do is just run the roof rack on it. We got to get the paint job done on it. We got to get the wrap on it. We've done all the suspension. We've done all the gearbox, the engine, absolutely everything mechanically. We've gone through and replaced all that and fixed all that to make it as reliable as possible while we're out there.
You just say you're gonna wrap it.
Yeah,
Is that for like the sort of marketing?
That's correct. Yeah. So we'll put the new FK logo and things like that on it as well.
Yeah.
For marketing reasons, and then just to get it out there so people see it. If they don't see things like this, they'll see it on Facebook. They can go, oh wow, look at that, and get the details off and be able to get in contact with me and we can have those discussions about getting them out. But back to what it needs done is probably just the rack, the paint job, and then going into I can't think of the bloody word. The equipment side of it, to be able to make it, the hoist and things like that.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty much what we need to do next. Yeah.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, because we spray mostly Raptor.
Yep.
But having said that, there's always where there's a will, there's a way. So
absolutely,
if you get stuck with that, we probably should have a conversation about that because we were doing 2K before Raptor became a thing.
Yeah.
So it's it'd be cool to. I would still lean on Raptor for some parts of it, be like your high traffic bits, because redoing wraps every now and then is not cheap.
Yeah.
But as far as getting the logo, because your base color, there you go, your base color's so blue.
Yeah.
We definitely need to have a bit of a look into that, because if there's something that we can do to help that happen a bit quicker,
Yeah, absolutely. It's with Elite Diesel at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're just doing a chain on, doing a dyno chain and a couple of things on it. So,
Yeah.
and it should be getting out of there very shortly, which will be nice. And then,
Well, it's been a process because, I mean, we did that bonnet like about a year ago.
mate, it has been a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been, and we have been using it as well. It has been out on STAs. Took a young fella camping for 4 days just to get him out of the day-to-day rigmarole of everything. All he wanted to do was just go and sit at the beach and go camping and go fishing. He liked to be, keep to himself and those sorts of things, and didn't like being around busy areas and whatnot. So we went, absolutely, let's set it up. And we've also got a four-wheel drive camp trailer that we take with us, and towed that down to Inskip Point and set him up down there, and mate, he had an absolute ball. Just absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is there, so 18 months you guys have been doing this?
18 months.
18 months.
Yep. So we do have another company up in Cairns as well called Pinnacle Support Coordination Services.
Yeah.
That's the one we opened up prior to this one. It's been up and running for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Yep. And same thing up there, just built on the same foundation, same values, absolutely everything. And just pushing those boundaries, those NDI's boundaries of what we can and can't do. But obviously getting approval first before we go ahead and doing them.
Yeah. I'd imagine, and in some cases for good reason, but I imagine there's a lot of red tape
Absolutely.
to get through.
Yeah, yep. Because you have to be careful with the participants' plan, because the plan is actually there to support them, through their needs, whatever their needs actually are. And then anything else we get to do, well, that's a bonus. You know, so we can budget for these sorts of things. And then what we have to do is we have to put in a quota of services for what we're going to be doing for the trip away. Right. And that has to be approved by NDIS and comes back to us and say, yes, absolutely, you can do that.
Is that like an itinerary sheet sort of thing for where
pretty
you're
much?
Going,
it's like say you're a concreter and you got to go and do a job. Well, you need approval before you do the job. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid for it. You can't just go and lay a slab at someone's house. It's exactly the same thing. So before you do the services, if it's outside of their ordinary services, you have to get that approved first. And once you have that approved, then you can start putting things in place and start planning the trip.
There's a
lot in it.
Yeah.
A lot in it. Yep.
Like at the surface, you go, you kind of look at it and you're like, you're taking people away for a weekend that's good for physical and mental health and all that stuff. But fuck, the setup and the paperwork and everything else must just be mental.
It is, but it really comes down to the team you have.
For sure.
And New Wave Care has an amazing team, a fantastic team. We've got Rachel here on the Brisbane side. She runs all the services here. She's a service coordinator. And then we've got Adam on the Sunshine Coast, who's running the services there. And I just bounce in between the two of them, working with all the participants, saying good day to them, catching up with the support workers, everyone, because we're such an advocate for both support workers and participants on both sides. It's important just to have that open communication across the board, being able to talk to each other, being able to come across difficult situations and having those conversations, finding those positive solutions moving forward in the direction we need to go in. So that's why it's so important, because it's people's lives you deal with every day, multiple people's lives.
And I mean, God, I have no idea what the statistics are on it, but I mean, I would think, like, God, one truck, you could probably keep 30 trucks busy.
Oh, mate, absolutely. If we had the setups, I had a fleet of trucks, like, I don't know, probably, say we had 10 trucks, you'd have them running.
Yeah.
There's so many participants out there. Like, look at the four-wheel drive industry here in Australia, just without adding participants into it. There's so many people that sit in front of their TVs and their computers and watch the guys on the YouTube channels, go out there doing their thing and don't get to experience, and only could just imagine what it's like to be out there and know what it's like to run up to gunshot, and have that feeling of that big drop in front of you and all those sorts of things. Well, that's never been able to be so much a reality for most people with a disability until now with what we're doing.
Yeah. And so why, don't get me wrong, all you got to do is look at the wall, you can see why I like it. But why the 80 for you? What was it about the 80s that jumped out, or did you already have it?
Oh, mate, that's my unicorn. That's my unicorn, the 80. Absolutely love it, especially with the automatic transmission.
Yeah.
I just love that car. Love the 1HZ. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, you can't go wrong with it, I reckon. I reckon there's a lot of Nissan people out there that'll disagree with me, but...
Probably. No, I love them. They're a good looking rig.
They are. They're back to the basics. They don't have so many electrics running through them as the 200s and 300s and so forth, you know.
Yep.
A lot easier to work on. When you get stuck in the bush, I'd rather be stuck in one of them than a 200 series.
Well, you got half a chance of finding what's wrong in an 80.
Absolutely.
There's only a handful of things usually.
Absolutely. Yep.
And what about you when you're not how would I say that? When you're not being traveling and touring and off-roading delicately.
Yep.
You get out much yourself. You get out and have a thrash around. You're a beach guy, bush guy, glass house, mud.
Oh, mate, everything in between. Absolutely love it. Anything that gives me a bit of a rush. You know, even just getting on the Harley and going for a ride on the Harley. You know, that just clears your mind, especially when you're on. You've got a couple of companies underneath you, and you've got so many staff and everything going on, and your mind is just constantly going and going. When you do things like that, same thing for their participants. It just, everything stops. You know, you get on your Harley, you start riding, you don't think about what's happening. You know, you get that hour of just peacefulness, and it's just bliss.
Yeah, I've said that a few times. Like, I love bikes, but I don't ride for transport. I ride for the ride.
Absolutely.
You know, like it's just whether it's, you know, going out for a bite to eat, like for lunch or whatever. But that.
Mate, Sunday morning ride for brekkie is my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, you know, here there's a great bike community as well. For getting out and about, riding around, like the Harley Davidson on the Sunshine Coast. Everyone meets there Wednesday morning. Yep. All get together, they go out for a ride. They've got different other group rides going on here and there as well. It's just, it's fantastic.
That's cool. I haven't been up the coast for forever.
And I want to find someone who's got a side cut on a Harley, because I want to be able to start taking out participants on a Harley and giving them motorbike rides and things like that. So,
well, we can build one.
Let's build one.
And that would be the thing. We'd be starting with a bike and then building the cart, because you're going to have, like the fabricated is ticking over, but it's like the access and the way you would need it constructed and the seating.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a sidecar with like a backrest.
No, we would definitely have to put some, but we can also chat about that as well with our knowledge with equipment of what we can and can't do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely doable though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a bucket with a wheel, like effectively.
Yeah.
And I literally just had my ADR guy out here today doing a blue plate for me for one of the chops, so he would be the one to talk to about what was required for, like, I guess from like a roadworthy mod plate point of view, but adding to that what they would need. Yeah, we could totally come up with something to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be really cool.
Because this is what this is all about, creating experiences for people.
Yeah.
You know, putting more on the table, more on offer. You know, collaborating. That's another big thing in the NDIS industry is a lot of companies really have their walls up when it comes to collaborating with other service providers, because they're more like, these are our participants. We don't want to share them. And I keep having these conversations trying to knock these walls down with all the providers, saying, well, it's more about...
it's about the people.
That's right. And what are you doing that we're not doing that we can offer our participants that's going to benefit them?
Yeah, that seems just logical.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's like I get it in a business sense from a parts point of view, when it's like, you know, I've got a patent on this and you can't have it because we're selling it. But this is to do with people and their...
That's right.
That seems
and
dumb.
from the business side of it, they don't want to let that participant go to that provider and do services with that provider, because that participant might enjoy that quite well and go, well, I have choice and control. I want to choose this provider over this provider. And they absolutely can, because it is choice and control. But what I've always said is, if you do a good job and you are professional and you do keep that personal touch and those relationships with your participants, there's nothing you have to worry about.
But absolutely that. But not only that, you would think that if you had a company and that person, I mean, to dehumanize it a bit, was your target, whatever you want to call it, right? But you would think that if someone comes along and they're doing something and you're losing clients, you would think that instead of being like, oh, we'll put the walls up, you would think they would be like, oh, it's time to step up.
What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
Yep. What's going on?
Instead of just going, look, oh, me. It's like, it's about them.
Absolutely it is.
That's dumb.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And slowly.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly like what you said earlier about touching on when you're building that rapport.
Yep.
Which is I guess in that world is a big part of what you're doing.
huge.
The trust.
Yeah.
And if
Absolutely.
you've got that as the provider,
Yeah.
then they're going to want to stay with you because it takes a long time to build
Yeah.
that trust. and rapport.
Absolutely, it does.
So
Yep.
you should have that naturally through what you're providing.
Yeah.
To not worry about losing you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, you guys, is there any, well, okay.
What were you going to ask us?
I was just going to say, I've just said you shouldn't hoard shit, and I'm going to go, is there anybody else doing it? Fuck, no, I don't want to say that. Is there, with what you guys are doing, though, it seems to be pretty fucking unique. Again, I've not had a lot to do with it, but I have known people that work in care.
Yep.
And, your mum was in it for, 30 years. Yeah, and I've had...
Son with NDIS as well.
There you go.
There you go.
But I've never heard of anything as far as this type of touring, travel,
Yep.
anything.
Well, I'll give you another one. So when we started up in Cairns, up with Pinnacle Support Coordination Services, I was scripting some equipment for a participant. Obviously, yet again, can't say his name. And he had a body deficiency disability. He didn't have any arms, and he was in a wheelchair, but loved fishing, absolutely loved fishing. And all he could do was fish off the side of a bank. And I started working with him after we got out of the equipment, got into the services. I started working with him and having these conversations with him. And he was fantastic, mate. He had his own place. He had a job. He could drive a car, all these sorts of things.
Holy shit.
Yeah, yep. And I said to him, have you ever been in a boat? And he just went, no one's going to put me in a boat. I said, come down the boat ramp next week. So what I did is I set everything up for him. I made sure we had 3-point contact. I tied everything off. I had him on the side of the pontoon with the boat beside it. The boat had a wide enough gunnel that he could actually transfer from his chair onto it safely. We had 2 people there to make sure the transfers were done correctly. Put everything in place for him. Put him in the boat, mate, and you could not wipe that smile off his face, eh?
No, I bet not.
And then I cut the seat post down on the chair. In my boat, I actually cut my own seat post down so he could actually sit on the seat post and actually drive the boat.
That's so cool.
It's awesome, mate. It's awesome. I'll reach out to him and see if I can get all the footage and all that sort of stuff, because I've still got it, and I have to get consent off him to share that.
For sure.
But if he gives that to us, I'll absolutely hand that over to you, and you can have a look at that.
That's so cool.
We went out to the Great Barrier Reef. We're out there fishing. He's never been out there in his life. He put up a drone. He had a drone flying around the reef, all that sort of stuff, mate. It was unreal. And those are the life-changing experiences that I live for. Being able to provide that sort of service is just amazing.
Yeah, I think there's the business dot points of it. Obviously, is one of those. There's structures and, as we said, like red tape and bits and pieces that you got to do and that. But and I mean, I might be speaking out of turn here, but I really don't think I am. The emotional benefit for you personally,
Yeah.
In seeing stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then having those experiences, and I mean that's something that, you're not going to get.
No.
I mean, I love my handover on some trucks because of the reactions I get.
Yeah.
And even them, they're not going to be anything remotely close to the impact.
Yeah.
That you would get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just life-changing. It is. It really, really is. And you see people shine, especially with things like social anxiety, depression, PTSD, all those sorts of things, and working closely with the participants to know that it's okay, I've got your back and I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Whatever challenges we face, we'll face them together. And being able to overcome those hurdles and building up the rapport and that trust, like I said, and being able to then do these activities with the participants because you've built that rapport and that trust. And they know you've got their back.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You're a credit to what you're doing, because that's, I mean, is the goal to sort of spread out, get this further, or do what you're doing now, but just make each one that you've already got sort of bigger and all that, or?
Oh, look, I do want to offer a lot more, to the participants in our areas, but I don't want to get too big. That's the thing. You see too many people get too big too quick. People start becoming numbers. You lose that personal touch and all those things, and that's just something I'm not willing to let happen.
No, that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
And I guess of anything, the quality control, you know, because it's not just,
Yep.
you know, we joke about it here all the time, you know, working with metal, you fuck up, you just, you know, weld it back on and go again.
Yep.
You know, you guys.
We mess up.
Yeah.
It's another story. You go 3 steps backwards.
Yeah. And yeah. Fuck.
Mm.
Well, I think it's awesome. I think
is.
that what you're doing is really cool.
Thanks, mate.
And I kind of had a bit of an idea. I mean, I didn't kind of have all that information,
Yeah.
you know, but as far as the mental health side of things goes, is it, and I mean, because I just don't know, like the NDIS stuff, do you deal with people, it's not just a physical?
No, that's
issue?
right. Yeah, no, it's not
Yeah.
just physical. We also deal with mental health as well. You know,
Yeah.
doing these sorts of things with mental health is fantastic, mate. A day on the water is like a day of therapy. Just clear everything out and just so much more relaxed coming back in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because even though you've got medical professionals helping you in that sort of way,
Yep.
this is a way that helps improve on top of that, which normally in the medical field they can't do.
Yeah.
Like striving for that,
Yep.
the mental health, but just that day out in the water.
Day in the water, day in the truck. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
What does it do for them? Like, whether you're going in for surgery to fix something out, like they can do that something physically, but to do that mentally is humongous.
Yeah.
And that rolls back into the medical side of things.
Oh, for rehabilitation and everything. I know what it's like when I go away, you know, and I don't have, I mean, it's just, it almost, when you actually sort of pick apart and you hear stuff like that and sort of get more of an understanding as to what some of these people must be going through, God, fuck, it makes me feel like a dick for the fact that I've got stress. I think I have stress. I need a holiday. Fuck me. God, I don't know. I mean,
Well, if you think about it, you know, someone that's in their house every day, you've got, I'll just sort of to wrap your head around and give you what a day in a life would be like. You know, you wake up in the morning, you get out of your bed, you've got people rocking up and helping you out of your bed. Then these people are helping you into the shower. Then they're helping you go to the toilet. Then they're helping you to get dressed, brush your teeth, trim your beard, do all that sort of stuff, set you up in your chair, and then you're going to get pushed around and taken around all day, and then you're going to have people look at you if you go out in the community and all those sorts of things. Because, hey, every time a power chair goes past, I'm the first one to look at it because I want to know what sort of power chair it is because of my equipment background. I'll put my hand up straight away and say I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
But I know myself, if I walk into an area and I feel like everyone's looking at me, I just get so uncomfortable straight away.
Yeah.
And this is something that someone faces, and this is just the start of the day. And then being able to take that participant out of that situation or out of that arrangement or whatever's going on there, and to give them an experience away from all that stuff, and they can leave all that behind and go away for 2 or 3 days and be able to go and do these things that they never thought they could do. It's so rewarding, mate. It really is.
We need more trucks. That's so cool.
Yeah. And there's guys out there doing it as well. I'm not the only person out there doing it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of the other guys as well that are doing the fishing here as well. Jack Anglers, they're fantastic. There's another guy on the sunny coast. He's got a little barge pontoon boat. Josh, I can't remember the company or his name, but he's really, really good as well. He's taking people out up and down on the Pumicestown Passage, up the river system, crabbing, fishing, doing all those sorts of things. He is a fantastic guy and does a great job. So he's out there doing. So there are other providers out there doing these sorts of things as well.
I think it's awesome. I think that's. I mean, again, I'm probably oversimplifying, but I know what it does for me getting away. So somebody that's got real challenges, not fucking getting something delivered on time or the wrong paint code's rocked up or something. Like someone who's got like actual shit to deal with.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, like how many times are people late to work, and if you're late to to a participant, they got to lay in bed and wait for you to get there. They can't just get out and start walking around. They have to just sit there and wait.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
And the NDIS support stuff, so the bits that I know about was exactly what you were explaining before, is that shift work of rocking up and helping someone through their day. And I mean, it's like medications and
absolutely
food and all that sort of stuff. You guys do all that stuff as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, all the medication management side of it, absolutely everything, all through the personal care side of it, we do all of that as well.
And so that, because that adds just a whole other series of elements to going away for a
Absolutely.
trip.
Yep, there's hoisting, there's showering, there's personal care, there's the whole 9 yards, absolutely. And we're going to make sure everything's documented, everything's done through our case notes. You know, at the end of every shift, we have to write down in our case notes of what we had done, how their mental health was during the day, whether when they had their medication on time, all those sorts of things. We have to document all that, so the NDIS gets that information on what their services are being used for and how the services are benefiting the participant.
God, that's. I mean, it's amazing, but for somebody that's never had anything to do with that, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot involved, and there's a lot of T's that need to be crossed and I's that need to be dotted, and yet again, it comes down to the team. It really does. New Wave Care's team is.
What's a team look like for somebody when, like, you if you've got just your participant,
Yep.
To take someone away for a weekend or whatever, like you say,
Yep.
you know, a fall drive trip or whatever, fishing, whatever it is.
Yep.
What's it like a behind the camera kind of? What's a team look like for you to do that for that one person?
Depending on the needs.
Oh,
It all depends on the needs. So if you're going out with someone that's just got mental health issues, not just got, but if someone has mental health issues, you'd probably just do a one-on-one service. Just go away for the day, go away for the 3 days, and plan your days out and all those sorts of things, and head off.
Yeah.
And also you got to have conversations with the support workers. Are they comfortable to go and do those days for that amount of time? And if not, then you got to get another support worker in to cover as well. There's all those sorts of aspects to it. But when you've got someone who's more complex and going on a way trip, the planning, the preparation, the team is huge. It's a big team that goes away. You're looking at a minimum of probably 3 staff going away with that person, just so the staff aren't getting burnt out with the care as well. Because the staff need to have a break as well.
For sure.
It can be very, you can get burnt out in support work.
It could be very demanding.
Very mentally demanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's and is that an industry, like, you hear all the different shit about different industries? Is that an industry that's like screaming for more people at the moment, or is it like
there are a lot of good support workers out there.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of support workers out there. There's plenty of staff out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely screaming for more male support workers that can do this type of work, that are interested in this type of work and being able to give participants these sort of experiences. Absolutely. Yeah, but that is growing. Like, we have a very strong male team at New Wave Care, and it's good to see that other providers are getting that slowly too. That's building and building.
Yeah, because I mean, and this is in no way, shape, or form trying to take anything away from the women that are doing it, but, like, for me personally, I know, when I'm struggling with something or whatever, like, I want to have a bit of banter. I want to have a bit of male camaraderie bullshit.
Absolutely.
That's that levity that comes with that. And I think, if the more guys, especially for, I mean, I guess there's that 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Like, if you've got a participant that's a female, it's obviously that's a little bit of a different story. Yeah.
It comes down to personal choice. It honestly does.
Yeah.
It comes down to the participant on what they prefer. Some females prefer males, or they might prefer, doesn't matter, or it just comes down to the participant and their choice.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess anything from that point of view, like you said before, with everything comes down to what they want, whether it be the experience or the person or the how long or the...
Absolutely, yeah. Choice and control is a massive thing. In NDIS.
And I think, like, I mean, if someone's gone for a 3-day plan trip, obviously, if they're not, I don't know, feeling it or happy, you just go, okay, that's cool. Well, you can go back and,
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to be able to, and because we have such good relations with all our participants, it's good to be able to have conversations, open and honest conversations, when we do all these sorts of things or do services, that if you've got a support worker in there with a participant and the participant isn't happy with the support worker for whatever reason that might be, it's just knowing that that participant is comfortable enough and you've built that rapport up enough that they can have that open and honest conversation with you and say, hey, look, the support worker is okay, but it's not really for me. The vibe's a little bit off, or we're not gelling too well. That's absolutely okay. And then it's our job to go in and have a chat with the support worker and say, hey, look, it's all good. It's choice and control. We're going to change it up a little bit, get some other support workers in here, and we'll put you with someone else.
Yeah, because I would imagine somebody like that's a very, there's a lot of stuff that you said that's a very personal space kind of, thing of people, what you're helping people with. So there's got to be, that feeling of, being comfortable and
absolutely
trust and like you said,
all those sorts of things need to come into it.
There's so many different facets to it that I just hadn't thought about. I'm like, you're taking people away for a weekend. That's awesome, man. But there's just so much more to it.
So much more, a lot more, man. Yeah, absolutely. But it's so rewarding as well. It's so rewarding. Yes, you have your bad days, you have your hard days, just like any other job.
Yeah.
You can't win every single day. You're going to have some hard days, but the good outweighs the bad tenfold.
Yeah.
It really does. And just being able to support people, even with their personal care, because if we're not there to do their personal care, their hygiene goes down. It's all these little things.
What got you into this? This is like, I get the transition from the equipment to this, but it's like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but it must take a pretty special kind of fucking person and mentality and all that to do this sort of thing.
Without us, it wouldn't happen. And that's just sort of how I look at it, changing people's lives. And once you get in there and do it and you see within yourself the difference you're making to people's lives, the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's all it took, was just the experience that we're able to give people and change their lives and give them a better quality of life. I'm in.
No, I get that. I definitely get that from that point of view of like once you're in it and experiencing that. But is it something that you had? Did you have any personal experiences with this that sort of drove you that direction?
I did have a very good friend of mine pass away from motor neuron disease, and I helped him along his journey. And he actually passed quite quickly, over 2 years. So motor neuron disease is a muscle deficiency disease, and it slowly, your muscles slowly fade away, and you end up passing away, pretty much skin wrapped in bones. You just fade away to nothing. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible disease.
Wow.
And to work with him through that and through the struggles and losing his independence and everything and being there for him as well, mate, I just knew that was my calling. This is where I needed to be. I knew without me there, being there with him and trying to achieve the things he wanted to do, before he left this earth, he wanted to build his partner a horse arena because she was a professional barrel horse racer. I think that's correct.
She was a barrel racer.
Yeah.
Yellowstone's taught me enough about some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said to me, mate, what I want to do is I want to build this big arena. And I said, let's do it. Let's go. So I quit work, jumped in with him and just started from there. And then after that, got into the equipment side of things. And then that just, oh man, I absolutely loved that. And then once we sold, everyone up in Far North Queensland was like, what's next? Because we had built such a rapport up there with everyone in the industry because we were scripting everyone's equipment for so long.
When you say scripting people's equipment, is that like custom builds for?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Okay. Because someone who is a paraplegic to a quadriplegic are going to have different needs in a power chair.
Fair call.
Yep. So they're going to have different implements on them, different scripting, different sizing, different absolutely everything, because every shape of a body is different and you've got to sit in that chair comfortably to suit you and your needs. So that's why we're scripted to suit the needs of that participant.
Because even that, there's so much more in that than what you think. You think wheelchair, it's either got power or it doesn't. Like
no.
In all fairness, my exposure to that sort of stuff is fucking next to nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that customization of that is crazy.
Would you let me bring, if they agree to it, a participant to come in?
Fuck yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll have a chat to them.
It's
because I think that'd be a bit of a game changer. If it's one thing me sitting here and talking about what I do, but to have a participant in here and talking about services and how it changes their life and all those sorts of things, I think that'd be something pretty special.
Absolutely. And if you've got, I'm literally coming up with this off the top of my head, so I don't know what the implications or requirements would be. But if you've got somebody that has some sort of passion for metalwork or I mean, fucking any of the other stuff that we do here.
Yep.
And that would be something that we could do to give back. I would be fucking all for that.
Absolutely, mate. Yep.
We've had this conversation before about trying to set something up with. I think the last conversation we had was, you know how they have that, like the 60s, like the men's sheds or whatever they call it?
Yep.
Was doing something like if we can get to a point where we've got a big enough shed that we've got, because I mean we're only about 400 square meters here, but was to get a big enough shed where we've got like a bay and we could have like, you know, a day a week or a night a week or whatever it was.
Yep.
We had a specific project where we had a group, whether it be, you know, army guys or whatever, come in, and we sort of we build it, and they learn and experience it and build it over. Depends on what it is. But it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever months.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, you know, whatever that group is, we auction it off and donate that to, because they've built it.
Yep.
You know, donate that to whatever the group is.
Yeah.
So we've spoken about doing something like this for forever, but the fucking red tape to get to do it.
Yep.
I mean, it was a while ago we were talking about going down and joining up with the like the food drive thing in the Brizzy City.
Yep.
And even doing that, I was like, we're just gonna rock up and cook some food. Like, fuck, what red tape is that?
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
But if you can line it up, I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a conversation, see what we can work out. And like I said, through all this, you really have to know what you can and can't do, and you have to get approval. You know, you can't just go, yeah, we can do it, and then just go and put it in place without checking everything first. You know, you got to go through all your runs and everything. But absolutely, we'll entertain the idea and see what we can put together. And
whatever that would look like, I would be more than happy to have. Again, I would be leaning on you for all of the red tape stuff, but as far as access to the workshop and setting up times to do it and whatever, I'd be keen.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because we have all our activity risk assessments, waivers, everything in place anyway. So
Yep. But the easiest step is if you want to have someone come down here and do one of these, that's definitely, I'd definitely be open for that too.
Yeah, either or other.
Yeah. Because I think I love. I mean, I'm really enjoying hearing about all of it, but having somebody that's experienced it, that is theoretically able to, you know, show us some stuff as well, like a little bit more without the, you know, what is it, the legal requirements of, you know, privacy.
Yep.
Consent. I think people. Yeah, there you go. It's a fucking long way of saying consent, wasn't it? Jesus. That would be really cool too.
Yeah.
You got a dead soldier. You want another one?
Yeah, I've got another one.
There you go.
But if you had a good participant, that would work well. But sidecar, they not only
now you're thinking.
Yeah.
The build and the ride.
but they actually go through the build
Yes.
and then get the final sign off when they fit it and write it.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yep.
All right, let's put our feelers out and see what we can organise.
Well, you know, the fabrication of it, I've actually got. I won't say that. I have an idea.
I already got about 4 or 5 people I'm already thinking.
Yeah. There you go. All right, cool. Well, I've got a couple of people that I think we could lean on, and I'll make some phone calls because I think there'd be definitely some requirements of the support, in the back.
Yep.
Because I guess this being like a one-off, it's probably gonna have to be a little bit generic. So if we build it to a worst-case scenario, then if someone doesn't need the components of it, it's still not a problem. But it's there if someone does.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck it, the cogs are turning. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. That's. I'll come back tomorrow and I'll have a fucking colour scheme too.
It'll be wrapped up.
No. I don't mind. See, I don't mind doing 2K, and I'm happy to do 2K.
Yep.
What I don't like is on full builds.
Yep.
Because, like the last 2 jobs that were 2K, within, a matter of a couple of months, they're coming back. It's pinstripe to fuck because it's 4-wheel drives.
Yep.
It's pinstripe to fuck. Fuck, should have gone Raptor. I fucking told you. But a bike, first of all, the colour sanding and buffing is a lot less.
Yeah.
And you're not really going to be going through scrub.
Yep.
so I'm not going to freak out about pinstriping.
Nice and easy.
And we could do some airbrush, and we could, Jack's right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to go down
Mate,
the rabbit
'cause
hole now.
This is exactly how my mind works. Is what can we do? What can we create next? What's the next thing we can build for everyone out there?
Yeah.
You know, just come up with ideas on how to make this work.
What's have you got anything on the sort of wish list that you like that, but like maybe the next level of?
Yeah,
You do?
absolutely.
You gonna let it out?
No,
Nah, fuck it.
no, I can't give that out yet.
Right, patent pending.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's cool. That's cool. Look, yeah, we definitely need to keep in contact regarding both the having someone come down and anything that we can do in the shop to help, and obviously the Harley thing would be cool too.
Yep. I guess too, while I'm chatting about it, if there's four-wheel drive clubs out there that are doing trips away and doing those sorts of things, reach out to us, have a chat to us. I'll try and reach out to a few of them as well, and become a part of that and be able to, introduce participants to that club scene. Start taking people out in club days and getting involved and all those sorts of things, as well as another thing that we really want to start doing, and making that happen. Absolutely.
Look, I agree.
Like Glasshouse Mountains is just here.
Yeah, I agree. We've had this conversation before about because obviously you're geared up for having them, front and center in the passenger seat.
Absolutely. Yep.
But there's a shit lot of fun to be out on the sideline watching people do, stupid shit too.
Yep.
So that's one of my favourites. You're sitting at the bottom of a hill.
Yep.
Especially when you're not driving, you can have a couple of beers and you're watching them.
Yep.
Go through whatever they're going through. But that's a shit lot of fun too. So doing it with more than
absolutely
just one truck, or even a convoy of people to get along for the trip.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Like there's a young 13-year-old boy with cerebral palsy I'm working with as well, and he is mad on cars. Absolutely mad on cars. And as soon as he's seen that 80 series with the bonnet you put on, mate, he was frothing at the bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely frothing. And all he wants to do is get out and go forward driving. So,
It would be something, a club trip would be something that's, I definitely think that's a cool idea. The management of that's probably a little hectic, but, as far as you guys doing a trip and having like an extra couple of trucks come along.
Absolutely.
From that point of view, that would be something I'd be willing to, not willing sounds terrible, but I would be definitely keen on.
Because it's so much better running in a convoy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Than, just having you and your mate out. Like, even though, don't get me wrong, that's absolutely fun too.
Yeah.
You and your mate going out full driving. But when you're in a big convoy, the vibe's going, everyone's chatting, everyone's having a good time, everyone's helping each other out.
Yeah.
You're meeting different people from different strokes of life. It's fantastic.
Even the banter over the bloody...
2 ways.
Even that's a bit
bloody
of a,
Nissan.
Yeah, fucking Triton.
Yeah, and then not only at the end of the day, sitting back all around the campfire, chatting about your day.
Absolutely.
Also the biggest part of
Yep.
why you're out there in the first
Mate, around the fire, doing the cook up, having a chat, having a laugh, talking about the day, the silly things that happen, old mate slipping down the bloody ramp, whatever.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. It's all a part of it. It's all about experiences, mate, and living life.
We'll have to get you out of your little bloody crotch rocket and into a real truck. Eh?
But I still want my go-kart first. Actually, that'd be a good one too. We could work into a sidecar and a go-kart. A twin seat. That'll get you going.
I've already got something happening.
Okay. He's been at me to fucking build it. He wants to race. I'm too heavy for it.
Yeah.
But he's bloody 65 kilos soaking wet.
Yeah.
So he's been at me to bloody do it.
You pay for
Go
that race.
yeah. Fuck. I got to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. We've been talking
You
about
could
this
knock
for
one
20
up in
years.
2 weeks, surely.
The go-kart's not the problem. The go-kart, you just pick your class and go and get your gear, and we'd build a nice enclosed trailer for it and all this sort of shit. My old man used to race them.
Yeah. What engine would you put in them? Do you have to put a certain engine in the go-kart?
Depends on the class, yeah. My old man went up to Rotax, which is all like button start, centrifugal clutch or whatever the fuck you call it. I got up to Clubman's, which was, you had the little trolley at the back to lift the wheels, push it and drop it on its guts to kick it over, and then it'd go. That's as far as I got. But I was out of it by 17.
Yep.
I was too busy, bloody. I wanted to be real cars.
Yep.
And I think I had a crack at his one day, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's a bit too quick for nothing around me.
So you love to be high and off the ground. I love to be as low and in the ground as it can be.
Yeah.
The
Mate.
speed feels 10 times faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I found funny? You know how we got the big go-kart track down here near the zoo? The big massive track? They say they do 70k an hour, those little go-karts. It does not feel like 70k an hour when you're flying along them. But then you jump out and you have a look back at the track and you see them cruising fast.
Yeah.
And they're flying.
It's, that might...
Well, when your butt's only millimetres up the ground.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's nothing around you, and it's not at all what 70Ks would typically... Or what you've
Feel
got
it.
used to 70Ks feeling
That's
like.
right.
Yeah, I did that with the... we went and did the V8 supercar. I mean, it's a fucking SS with some wheels on it, but,
Yeah.
V8 supercar day. Out at... it's not Queensland Raceway, does it? The Willowbank Speedway. Where is it? Ipswich.
Yep.
Wherever it is.
Yep.
Out there. And I'd been putting it off because people had said, oh, no, it's a lot of fun. I'm like, it's a fucking SS, with some stripped down gear and whatever. I'll tell you what, though, that was a lot of fun. I would definitely go and do that again. That would be, that would be something that is, I think I did 6 laps. The only drama with it is that they give you a while. It's like first lap, they're telling you everything. Second lap, they give you a little bit more freedom. Third lap, a little bit more freedom. They're allowing you to go a bit quicker.
Yep.
It's pretty much 4th and or 5th and 6th lap.
Yep.
They'll let you sort of go at it.
Yep.
So fuck yeah, no, you need to do like 12 because you really just start getting into it.
Yep.
And it's time to go in.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah, it
That's
was a lot
probably
of fun.
exactly why they do it like that.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they get you in before you get too cocky. Fuck. But yeah, no, that's that'd be cool. I think if you're doing anything and you're doing trips like that and you want extra people,
Yep.
we're going to start building the 2024 shop truck
Oh,
in the next little bit. We're going to do a...
What are you doing?
Well, we pulled it apart because there's so many shows and that out now that have got iconic trucks.
Yep.
So, Ruthie was always 40s.
Yep.
Pardon me. 4-drive.
Of Milo.
Milo, yeah. And then Mustard, yeah. But he was always 40s.
Yep.
Now he's in the Mahindras, but but as far as the iconic trucks, then 24/7's got
Sooty.
Shauno's got Sooty, the 80.
Everyone knows Sooty.
The Dirty 30, cut down 60. And then they're all running 200s and 79s and whatever else.
Yep.
Nobody's doing a V800. So I'm going to do a V800.
Nice.
So it's not a solid axle front, but like for fuck, set of 35s on a 2-inch lift on one of them's more than enough for what I do.
Yep. Yep.
But chop it down, single cab, big tray canopy, all that sort of stuff. One of my bonnets, all the guys involved with the build, and just turn it into basically like a showroom on wheels.
Yep.
But I think I want to do 100. I love 80s, but there's too many iconic 80s as part of shows.
Yep.
So I'm thinking I'm just going to go, well, you can have that. That's fine.
Yep.
I'll just do 100.
Yep.
But it'll be fun. A V800 will be good. Because it's going to be, even if we go down that track, theoretically, I haven't done it, but theoretically it'll be easier to solid axle 100 than swap a V8.
Yep. That's going to look awesome.
Yeah. It should be cool. Somebody in the comments will critique me on that, but that's what I want to do anyway. That's what I'm doing for me. And we're going to go pretty much that. It's like the dark, because I've done a heap of sandy talk, but that's almost like wet sand.
Yep.
That sort of color in black. I love the sandy torps and I love the olive drab, but we've done a heap of them and I haven't done one that color yet. I'm figuring, well, if I'm going to do one for the shop, might as well do a color that we haven't done.
Yep.
That red, the 80 that's out there at the moment, we're going to do that that's a single cab chop we've done. That's going to go the Merlot red and black.
Yep.
With all the color-coded sort of canopy doors and toolbox doors and all that. So that'll be nice. But I don't really want red as the shop truck.
Yep.
But as much as I love that color, I think I want something a little bit more neutral.
Something different. Like people have done the big red trucks and all that sort of stuff too.
Well, that's why I stopped with the green in the actual shop logo too, because as soon as you put a green sticker on the back of someone's window and it's a red car, it looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So I took the shop logo stuff back to basically just black, white, and chrome.
Yep.
Because then it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
But as far as the color code for the car, I'm like 95% on it, but it's a cool color, and you don't see many of it getting around.
Yep.
The only thing I'm worried about is being textured. It's just going to look like a big Ripley poo So I may change it, but I don't know.
The turd.
I like it on the Max trucks anyway.
What's a good name for the truck?
The turd. Yeah, I can see some gold plates coming.
Well, I can't get Wildside until they release eight icon, eight whatever plates.
Yep.
And I hate the abbreviated ones. Like I don't want to do
Yeah, with the 5 in the
WLD
S or
side
something.
or
Yep.
yeah. So I've got WSG at the moment, but if they release the 8-letter plates, I'd definitely jump on Wildside. But
Yeah.
that's probably going to cost like 10 grand.
Yeah.
It'd be something stupid like that anyway. Anyway,
Wild turd.
still too many letters. It's 8. Yeah, you'll be there for forever. I've spent way too many hours thinking about this shit. I did want to do. I don't want to say it because I might build one.
Fat turd.
No. You know. Oh.
You're not getting away from turd now.
No, I'm just thinking. What?
You can edit all this out, hey? Just the crap I'm dribbling.
No, fuck it. That's what it's for. Wild 100 fits.
Wild 100.
Yeah, because I was going to do Wild 80.
Yep.
But I was like, well, I'll build 100, but Wild 100 fits. I might have to order that before this goes live. Somebody will grab it and be like, yeah, you can have it for 10 grand.
Yeah. Up the price.
Anyway.
But yeah, mate, that's pretty much where we're at.
Well, so to clarify,
Yes.
if somebody already has some sort of setup but they're looking for a change,
Yep.
they can reach out to you guys direct.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, they can contact me on 0491 337 002 and just have a conversation with me about the services that they're looking for and what they're expecting, and I'll just go out and have a chat with them face to face, and then from there we would have a look at how that would look.
Yeah. And obviously the Facebook page is just under New Wave Care.
That's correct, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a website, mate. We have not marketed with websites, anything like that, even Instagram, nothing. We've only just had a Facebook page, and it's been word of mouth. And just the work that we've been doing, it's just been getting around. Everyone's been talking about it. You know, we're a company that says and does what they say they're going to do. We don't promise anything that we can't achieve.
Yeah.
All those sorts of things, and just making sure that personal touch is it's great.
I love it. You're a there's probably a better word for it, but you're a fucking legend. I think what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I already kind of thought that, but like now I have a much deeper appreciation for it. And what I know about what you actually have to do is you could probably write on the back of a postage stamp.
Come out with me on a day. I'll set up a day with a participant, and I'll show you what it's like to be a day as a sport worker. Although you've got no time to do that.
There's a part of that makes me sort of go like, I think that would be something that would be definitely worth setting aside some time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're already doing 100 hours a fucking day, but it's like, I think that would be something, and especially the trips and that, and actually being able to add some sort of, even on a minute level, you know, some sort of value, even in just banter and bullshit to someone's trip.
Mate. Absolutely.
You know, I'd be definitely keen to get away from all that.
Mate, come out in the boat for a weekend. Just running up the Pumice-Stone Passage, putting out crab pots and catching whiting and flathead.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We've got a barbecue on there. We have a barbecue on the back of the boat as well. So we're always out there cooking up steak sangers or sausages or something like that, and having a few cold drinks on the boat and just enjoying life.
Yeah, sweet.
Any excuse to get out on the boat.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it.
And a great day too.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I really appreciate you coming down. I know how busy you are. I say this to everybody, but I mean, what you do. I have a new appreciation for how busy you must be.
Absolutely.
It's not just going away on trips. There's a shared light that goes into the back end, and I think what you're doing is awesome, man.
Thank you very much for that.
Well, if anybody wants to reach out, New Wave Care. Do you want to say your number again?
New Wave Care 0491 337 002, or you can email myself on brendan@newwavecare.com.au.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for another beer. But I think we need to follow this up. We definitely need to do some stuff.
Absolutely. We'll have some chats about the side cart.
Yeah.
Trips.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. Let's do it.
Anything we can do to help out, I'd be dead set keen.
And thank you for inviting me on your podcast today. I really appreciate it. So I can talk more about what we do and how we do it, and try and get more people in so they can have these experiences themselves.
Well, I think we've reached about 10 subscribers now, so at least there's a few there.
Awesome. Fantastic.
All right, buddy. Thanks heaps for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.